Welcome to Blacksburg, Virginia, home to a team that brings this lunch pail each and every game, the Virginia Tech Hokies. We've got a top 25 matchup on hand, two of the premier teams in the land looking to make a statement that will resonate. As we'll see a team fresh and ready to go off a bye week, the Georgia Bulldogs, taking on the second-ranked team in the land, the Virginia Tech Hokies. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. Georgia about to kick it off to get us underway. From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. On first down, here comes this offense. Running back searching for a hole. Get some work done there. Pick up a 4 to the 22. This is the kind of game, a top 25 matchup in the early season that you look for when you're trying to build your resume.
Yeah, these are so fun because as a player you kind of get bored if you don't get challenged, but when you got an early season challenge like this, all the adrenaline, all the juice, Palmer, you're ready to rock and roll.
I love this. We've had this game circled for a long time because we learn a lot in these types of games. What are these teams about? Which conferences are better? You're going to get a lot of answers today.
He's stuffed after picking up 1 to the 23.
And a nice second effort by the back to break a tackle. But how about those defensive backs willing to come up, stick their face in the fan, and make a tackle?
Those are the best run defenses, too, right? It's not just D linemen and linebackers getting all the plays, but it's DBs that are willing to not just cover, but tackle backs in the open field.
He might have expected to see this DB up in his receiver's kitchen. Instead, nice little zone, and they pick up the first.
Man, offenses are getting so good, Reese, at seeing the holes in the zone, knowing you're in zone, knowing where to sit down, how to make it an easy pitch and catch for the quarterback, and that's what it was on 3rd and short.
And he's to the 48-yard line. That'll be good enough for a first down. Many times the Hokies have had a dynamic threat running the ball at quarterback, but you got to be efficient like this in the passing game.
No doubt, and you got to have some balance on offense. You got to be able to make those plays down the field in the passing game to make you honor it, get some guys out of the box so it's not just running quarterback all the time.
At the 40, there he goes. He's off to the races. And he slipped through the crowd, and he'll house it. Touchdown, Hokies.
And these offensive coordinators tell you they want to start fast and they want to establish the run game. That is exactly what you did. First drive, you hand the football off, making the big explosive run, setting the tone for this football game.
And he tacks on the extra point. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. This crowd, full throat, spreading the eardrums and letting them know it's going to be a long day. Out of the gun, the inside handoff, looking for a crease. Works ahead for a couple, they'll stop him at the 27. There's always that issue of conference pride, of keeping up, of proving your worth on this stage, and the ACC loves to get a chance at the SEC to do just that.
And these kids grow up in the same area. And you don't think the ACC teams hear all the time, SEC, about the dominance, the draft picks, all the stuff that goes with it. It definitely adds some of that fire. It makes you want to beat them more. I love these big-time games.
Yeah, they really do, Dave. And I think this is one of those games where if you're the ACC team and your players in that locker room, you've had this game circled all off-season. This game is your opportunity to prove, not just to your conference, not just to the SEC, but to everybody in college football, just how good you are as a team and how good your conference is.
Tough, hard-nosed run. He picks up 3, but stopped just short. It'll be 4th and 1.
This is an interesting decision now for the head coach. You're trailing very early in the game. There's a lot of football left. But you're in a situation where you could go for it here and try and answer after your defense gave up that touchdown on the opening drive.
So on their first drive of the game, they're going to roll the dice a little bit and go for it on 4th down in their own territory. Tackled, but he has a first down. I'll admit, I wondered if they were just lining up to try to draw them offside.
Me too. Whenever you line up in your own territory, you're thinking, oh, they're just going to draw them offside. A lot of times, by the way, it gets the defense to kind of relax for a second. You can tell they had a plan, ready to go. They knew they were going to be aggressive.
Oh, man, there's some big hitting going on in the trenches right now. This defense, they take a lot of pride in stopping the run. Let's keep our eye on them throughout the course of the game and see if they can contain this running attack.
After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. He's looking to throw. Unloads to the wideout. He's straight downfield. Defense caught out of position, and they get him down finally at the 38. So it's not just a strong running game. The Dogs can be dangerous with those weapons up top.
And I think when you've seen Georgia really dominate in college football over the last several years, it's because they've been more aggressive, more willing to throw the football early downs, trust their quarterback, not just the ground game.
It's a good-looking run, and I'll say this. I know Georgia's always been known to run the football. They always want to be really physical, but it starts up front. They always seem to have great units on the offensive line. Guys that communicate and guys that get pushed. And they've put many running backs into the NFL, but it's because of these big old hog mollies up front.
And that play shows you really what this defense is about. It's a difficult one to attack. They're really good. One of the best in the country. They come at you from all angles. So I'm interested to watch. How do you mix up the play calling? How do you keep the defense off balance? Because they are a good one.
Extending the play. He can't find anybody. It'll be incomplete as the defense does a really good job in coverage.
And that's just a huge missed opportunity on offense. QB missed his guy wide open in the end zone. You might not get another team look like that in the rest of this game.
You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. He makes a grab into the end zone. Touchdown, Dogs!
And I tell you what, this offense, man, we got a small sample size. We only had one game where they were unbelievable last game, but another score early in this football game. This offense is looking like a force to be reckoned with.
And the extra point was good as they finished the drive. So it's a 77-yard touchdown drive, and they finish it off with a touchdown toss from the 23. After that, latest answer tied things up, just about set to kick it away again. From inside his own 10, let's see what he gets. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. And we're about to get another look at this Hokie offense. Now they need to put something together to answer that last score.
There's a lot of pressure, too, on this offense to have to execute at a high.
He's taking the shot. Makes the grab on the right. And they'll do more than move the chains. They'll move that thing more than 30 yards down the field before he's finally stopped. That is a highly efficient way to move the chains, and now they are threatening inside the 40. Pocket starts to collapse. Strong pass rush gets to the quarterback, and they get him at the 46. They'll tell you that somebody's always going to pop open, but it didn't happen in time before they got the sack.
No, it did not. And you know what? I'm going to remember this. I'm going to remember zone defense. They didn't really have an answer. They weren't ready to get rid of the football. Quarterback hesitated. I got to him and got him on the ground. Might be a good call later on in the game.
Well, this offense knew coming into this game they wanted to try to attack the middle of the field in the passing game, and they're able to execute the in route there.
They're looking at a 3rd down and short from the 33. The offense showing motion from the tight end, trying to get a read on the D. They'll run it from the gun. He powers his way ahead, gets 3, but they're still looking at 4th and 2. The Hokies want to pick up the tempo. Timeout called here by the defense. It's the first one they've used this half. Would have just been a 47-yard field goal attempt from here, but they are thinking touchdowns and trying to move the chains here on 4th. Makes the grab, and he's got the first. Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch.
That's a great example of a receiver knowing exactly where the first down marker is. He got the depth he needed to get, so once he was able to make the catch, he already knew he had it, and now a fresh set of downs.
And the ball is picked off. And after the interception and the turnover, this defense has set its offense up for business. They've got them penned deep in their own end, and this crowd trying to help keep them there. From the gun, the running back tries to hit the hole. Really nice run there. Good, solid pickup, and they'll move the sticks for the first down.
And I don't care if I get it by 2, by 20, by 30, by 40. I just want to get the first down, understanding the situation, understanding where the sticks are. Doesn't have to be sexy, but I got to make sure I get to that stick, get to the first down mark.
Off the play fake on first down to throw. Getting some heat. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down.
Well, the offensive line has got to give him at least a little bit of time to survey the field. He had no chance that time, getting hit almost immediately after he got the ball.
They'll spread the defense out, going 5 wide on 2nd and 10. After the incompletion, they go back up top. Short throw to the sideline is complete, and he's out of bounds. He'll be short of the first down.
There's just so much chemistry between this quarterback and his receiver, and you saw it right there. Down the perimeter, trying to work the boundary. Just put it somewhere near him. He'll catch it. He'll get a foot down and help out his offense.
He's going to have enough to pick up the first down as they stop him at the 33-yard line.
Well, that's kind of the advantage of 3rd and medium, right? Is the defense, you keep them guessing. You can throw it, you can run it. That time they hand it off, and they pick it up.
And you can see the D drop back a little bit. It creates a little bit of space. The running back blasts through, gets the first down.
They're getting this guy lathered up. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going, handing the ball off.
Timeout called by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll make some adjustments. Let's see what they've got on 2nd down. Off play action. That pass is incomplete, and they're probably fortunate that it wasn't knocked free for a fumble.
He didn't have a whole lot of time to get rid of that one. The defense was all over him right after the snap. No wonder that thing fell.
As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. On 3rd and long, you'll have to turn it loose deep. Gets rid of it. It's complete to the right. And sure, tackling there to keep him from getting to the first down marker. Georgia sends out the punt team. Getting our first look of the afternoon at the punter. They're able to put a stop to that return right at the 30-yard line. And Virginia Tech sends the offense onto the field. Boy, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just crushed them. And they got him. They'll get him down for the sack. This pressure from the defensive front is overwhelming, much like when three-time All-American David Pollock played on the Georgia defensive front. Whatever happened to that guy?
A washed-up old guy. I've heard bad things about that guy. But no, when you look at these defenses Georgia's had, these dominant defenses, man, it's just big, physical guys up front. You think about the Jordan Davises and the Trayvon Walkers of the recent past, just guys that dominate a football game. You have to know where they're at on every snap.
They'll try to put it in drive this time on second down from the 22. Moving the running back, trying to get the D to tip its hand. He's going to let it go. And the pass is intercepted. Takes it the other way. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
And this is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. After a punt on their last possession, they are set up in plus territory this time.
And honestly, it wouldn't have mattered if they scored a touchdown their last possession. You've got to be able to turn the page and see this as a brand new opportunity to go get points.
Yeah, and your defense has set you up for in a position to get points right away. Now, let's get this offense back rolling again, create some momentum, just get a few first downs, and I'm in scoring position.
And off from the shotgun. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Don't you love energetic defenses that fly around and make things happen? The ones that get in the backfield, the running back tries to go somewhere. Where do you want him to go? There is nowhere to go. Nice job by the defense creating the tackle for...
Just too much of a rush, and down goes the quarterback just behind the midfield stripe at the 49.
That is how you start a drive. Meet the physical challenge on first down. Rush the quarterback, get the sack on second down, and now put him in a third and long situation. Nice job by this defense.
On third and long, doesn't need to take the check down. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete, and fourth down's coming.
Great job by the defense dialing up some pressure on third down. They hit the quarterback and forced the incompletion.
Georgia lining up to punt it away. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. Boy, they had a chance to track that thing down, but it bounces into the end zone for a touchback. And we're about to get another look at this Hokie offense. Mistakes are going to happen, as they did on that last drive. Now, how will they respond, Jesse?
And this is the kind of guy who's going to take full accountability. That was my bad. That's on me. I'm about to lead this offense now down the field and score some points.
Dang, I wish I would have played with you. I didn't play with many quarterbacks that were just like, yeah, my bad. Hey, guys, I got this. Sorry about that. It was more, you should have ran a better route.
Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe, 2nd and 7.
Now, that's what you try to do as a defense. Limit those damages when they run the football. Get them on the ground, short gains to set your defense for positive situations down the road.
On second down, just keeps firing. Gets it out fast. Boy, that was a precision play all the way around. Throw, catch, tackle, bang, bang, bang.
This is a very tough slot receiver to cover if you're a linebacker because of how quick and how shifty he is. You never seem to know which way he's going, and he always seems to create an open space for his QB.
He's got enough to move the chains, and they'll spot it at the 47.
You ain't getting by all these guys right up the middle unless your offensive line and your tight ends and everybody is putting in the work up front, committing to blocking. The running back does a great job finding the hole, exploding through. How about that nice, big, huge game? If I'm the OC, let's call that one again.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Quarterback making adjustments with his receivers. He wants to throw here on second down. Wide open downfield. And he earns a first down, and boy, did he earn it after taking that lift.
Love that throw. I'll tell you, if he keeps making more of those, Lane Stadium and this incredible crowd is going to be going nuts. We've called games here plenty of times in the past. This is one of the best venues in all of college football. And this guy right now is heating up at the QB position. Watch out. It's going to be a sonic boom in here.
I love it. I love first down. Let's be aggressive. Let's throw the football. But how about the quarterback? He does a great job in the pocket, buying time. Oh, nobody open, scrambles around, and more importantly, ends the run, gets the first down, and doesn't get whacked. Beautiful.
From the gun, they'll try the middle. And he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Virginia Tech. Follow the blockers. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Boys, if it's happening in college football, we've got eyes on it. Check this out. Colorado State is in front. They've led for most of the way. However, Cam the Ram isn't exactly putting this one in the win column just yet. They're up by 7 over Colorado. Just another week of college football where we've come to expect the unexpected. Fellas?
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. And he'll get it up to the 38. It'll be a first down. And the Dogs hunkering down to pick up a first down on the ground.
And you can hear the sound of Larry Munson. Run the dang ball. That's what they've always built this program on, is running the football, physical running backs. That's what Georgia does.
Pretty good effort on that one to work his way up to the 42.
Just a simple power play, power football. Be strong, be big, be physical. Make it a fourth quarter game. Make them feel you. Keep them off balance.
On second down, he'll let it fly. Gets it out quickly. He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short.
My old coach said you'll never go broke taking a profit. Take what's there, take the positive yards, and never complain.
Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on third down. They'll try to run for it. They get him on the ground, but not before he gets enough for the first down.
Yeah, a nice job dialing up that short yardage situation play call there, David. They needed 1 yard, and they picked up 2.
Yeah, great job up front. Great job by the back knowing where they need to go. Nice having a hole you can get through and not have to just do it all on your own as a running back.
Unloads to the right. He makes a catch. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down. Just outstanding execution, continuing to work his way back through the football.
Yeah, and everything about this route looks vertical. The comeback, it looks like it's a go. I'm thinking speed, and then he sets it down. QB puts the ball on the money, and he makes the play. First down, physicality wins football games. Being able to run the football and create balance. And right here, just choose up another first down, gives you another chance to maybe continue to run the football.
And I feel like this guy, too, is just an play waiting to happen. His vision, his quickness, and he's got a burst. If you give this guy just a crease, he's going to hit it, and right now he's doing some damage on this defense.
Going to work on second down, and the red zone is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Looking for a crease to the left. And he'll finish the run and the end zone. Touchdown, Bulldogs. Lining up to add another.
And the running back was not going to be denied on that play. He had a hole. He saw it. He put his foot in the ground, and that was pay dirt.
All tied up and just about set to kick it away. He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee and they'll bring it to the 25. And Virginia Tech sends the offense onto the field. The way this game started, you feel as if you have to score a touchdown every time you have it, and now we'll see if they can respond.
Yeah, and I wonder how much pressure that puts on the offense. Jesse, like, you know this is back and forth, and I got to score, and every possession matters so much. What does that do to you as a quarterback?
Well, it puts a lot more pressure on you for sure to feel like I got to make every third down throw. If guys are open vertically down the field, I got to hit them too. We can't let our serve get broken.
Second down here, and maybe they've got time to get one more snap off before the 2-minute warning. The clock has stopped, and we've reached the 2-minute warning before halftime. And now on second down for this offense. He's looking to throw. He finds his man. And the catch was one thing, and the run even better. A big pickup on that one.
When you play zone coverage, you got a wide receiver that's a beast. It becomes very, very difficult. Got to make sure I play physical and maybe even shade the side of the wide receiver having a lot of success.
Leaves it with the back. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
I love this linebacker because he's able to dissect what's happening in front of him, and he reacts downhill, uses his speed to get to the line of scrimmage and create the negative play.
Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. From the gun, the running back looking for room. And he does a really nice job finding open space and making a good gain before the stop is made.
Listen, I know that's not a huge gain, but those run plays add up. They make you tackle the back every single play. Physically, you have to get some guy on the ground. It takes its toll throughout a fourth quarter game.
They'll snap it from the 48 on 3rd and short. Out of the gun, the running back has it. They'll move the chains. Good execution on 3rd down. They've got it at the 41. It's a first down. They'll stop the clock to reset the chains. Offense up tempo. It's complete. He stopped just a chain link or two away from the first down and sets them up beautifully here.
Well, look, this quarterback has struggled a little bit in this game with interceptions. Maybe he was being too greedy early on. That time made a real good decision. And I'll tell you what, that's a nice catch by the running back because that ball's in the air a long time. You're throwing it all the way out to the flat like that. He looked like a receiver making that catch and getting extra yards.
And that is interception number 3 on the day. And he's brought down, and this defense gets the ball back for its own.
It's all about making plays, and this guy's been waiting to make his mark on this team. He gets his first interception of the season, and what a momentum-changing play for his team.
From the gun, give on the inside. After the pickup of 9, it's 2nd and 1. Georgia going up tempo. From the shotgun, the handoff to the back. He's brought down at the 29 after a 10-yard gain.
They're going to keep feeding this guy the football, guys. Over 100 yards rushing with that last carry now. We knew coming into this game today they had to get the running game going. They had to be able to turn around, hand it off, and get positive yards and set themselves up into manageable third down situations. We've seen them at any area of the field so far in this one have success in the running game. They'll keep that up until this defense proves they can stop it.
He's going to pass. Quickly complete. They make the stop. Not a whole lot of ground picked up there, and they'll have work to do to get the first down. The clock will stop with this timeout from the offense. They'll get a chance to regroup on the sideline. On 2nd down, looking to throw. Fires to the wideout. It's caught downfield. They finally make the stop. That's going to make those halftime stats look a little bit nicer as we head to the break. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update. And the Hokies will kick it away to crank up the second half. And as the ball makes its way into the end zone, it'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. First drive of the second half, always fun to watch. You see what type of tweaks were made at the half, especially when you're locked up in a ball game like this one.
Yeah, and it's been a good game. I mean, it's been a little bit of back and forth and a feeling out process. And now once you get in the second half, who's going to get aggressive, Palmer? Who's going to take some shots, try to make some plays, and really go for it?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think as play callers right now, you learn a lot about these coaching staffs with respect to who does make the best adjustments. There's a lot of coaches that believe we're just going to be who we are. We're going to keep doing what we do. We're just going to do it better. But then there are others that tweak things a little bit on offense and on defense. We're going to find out here.
I love offenses and quarterbacks that are willing to take the easy stuff. Take those easy throws that are guaranteed to get positive yards. Yeah, I'm going to take big shots down the field too. But don't forget, it's easier to pick up 2nd and 5, 3rd and 5 than it is when we start getting those long yardage situations.
Here comes this home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack.
That's the problem when you go empty, right? As a quarterback, you know you might get blitzed, and if you do, you better know where your hot throw is. If you don't, you're getting sacked. That time the linebacker got to.
4th down, and the punt team sends it the other way. On the move, it's Bickley. And he'll work his way on the return out to the 35-yard line before he stops. We're about to get another look at this Hokie offense. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you got to be able to finish drives, especially in this.
Nothing but green ahead. And they pick up a better than 30 yards on that completion before the defense brings him down.
What a beautiful throw and catch on this play, and I love the job the receiver did tracking the ball in the air. Nice job of locating the throw and then hauling it in.
And I think they'll give him 2 on that one, 2nd and 8 coming up.
They're strong and they're strong. Defensive tackles, they're strong. There's such big jokers in the middle where they just lock out those offensive linemen. And running backs, listen, they don't have much of a chance. When you got that 300-plus pound guy grabbing you around the shoulder pad, you tend to go to the ground pretty quick.
They'd love to pick up this 3rd down and get a fresh set with 1st and goal. Handoff to the lone back. He gets it so close to the 1st down marker, but I think he's going to be a touch short. They've already converted a 4th down in this game. They'll try to make it 2 for 2. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Touchdown, Hokies! They take the lead with the 6.
One of the areas they really focused on with this receiver in the offseason was we need you to make more plays for us in the end zone. When we're taking shots, we need you to be able to step up and make tough catches. David, what a grab right there.
And I think a lot of that has to do with trusting your guy, knowing where he's going to be, knowing when he's going to sit down, when he's not, so being on the same page, and then having a guy that can go get it. Just when the ball is near him, he's going to make the play, just like he did right there for 6 points.
We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. The last time we saw this offense, we had to look quick. It was a 3 and out, Jesse.
They just had no rhythm in that last drive. So someone's going to have to step up and make a play, David, and get this thing going.
Yeah, let's find some juice. Find your guy. Find those plays that you know you can run inside out, forward, backwards. Get some 1st downs. Get some positive momentum.
They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Looking to move it through the air. Starting to feel a little pressure. He's got it. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
That is a really good-looking throw. And you think about the expectation level now for quarterbacks at Georgia. Matthew Stafford was the #1 pick overall. Stetson Bennett won 2 national championships. Imagine the pressure on this guy. When you see throws like that, he makes you believe that he can step up and lead this team to yet another natty.
He wants to throw. He tosses one high and deep down the left side. Ball in the air, intercepted! And he's brought down, and this defense gets the ball back to its own.
And that's just excellent cover. Man, cover one, nowhere to throw the football. Look at everybody playing man across the board. You still got the safety in the middle of the field. Nobody open. And if I'm the QB man, I don't need to force it. I don't force it into tight windows if it's not there. He throws it, unfortunately, gets the interception. Bad decision.
And it is another interception. Just a terrible struggle for this quarterback. And how about that play? Even with the short return, they're in the red zone. They've got it at the 17. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. After that last pick, David, they really need to take care of the ball this time.
No doubt. And Palmer, I want to know what Spurrier said to you on the sideline after a pick.
Do that again, and you'll be right here beside me for the rest of the game. You got to go out. You got to call your plays. And I hope this coaching staff isn't going to be afraid to throw it this drive.
2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. The give from the gun. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry.
Well, the linebacker showing you read and react. He knew exactly where that running play was going, and he beat the football to the line of scrimmage and forced the TFL.
This crowd knows this defense needs them right now. On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. Moves away as he feels pressure. Oh, and he dropped it. He had a touchdown right in his hands and couldn't hang on. It'll be 4th down. And they decide to trot out the kicker. Good, right down the boulevard.
Well, they're able to get a field goal and put 3 points up on the board after getting that interception. You would like to have seen the offense do a little bit more with that possession and give themselves an opportunity to score a touchdown. But listen, teams will take 3 points any way they can get it.
And Virginia Tech sends the offense onto the field. Well, let's see if this drive goes better than the last one. They were in and out quickly after the quick pick, David.
Yeah, first play, big mistake, man. Now, let's get this offense in a little bit of a rhythm. Maybe before you open it up again, Palmer, or do you trust him right away?
He seems to me like the guy maybe that just needs to kind of get into the flow of the game. So maybe you get the running game going here and just give him some easy looks to let him get lathered up.
8-yard pickup on 1st down leaves them with 2nd and short. Gonna run it. It's Wall. At the 45 on his way. He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Off the play fake on 1st down. Now he's going to glide away from pressure. And that one's incomplete. Worth taking a shot there, but couldn't hook up.
One of the things I love about this kid is that he goes to work. He struggled his last game out, completed less than 50% of his throws. So back to the drawing board, back to fundamentals, and you can see that paying dividends in this game. I know he just threw an incompletion, but for the most part, this guy has been spot on.
And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down.
When you're a defense, it is stop the run first. That is your first responsibility. It makes the whole game easy. And right now, they got it going on the ground. The defense is going to have to change something up. These little tiny dink and dunk, dink and dunk. You keep doing this, they'll go all the way down the field on you, so you might want to get a little bit more aggressive.
And they did not let him get to that 1st down line. It'll bring up a call here.
Keep the foot on the pedal if you're on offense here. You got that yardage. Yeah, you didn't get the 1st down, but you've set yourself up now to go for it here and keep this drive alive.
Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. Maybe a little long for a field goal, definitely too short to punt. Not much of a choice here as they'll go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. He's got him and they convert. And they knocked him down, but he got past the line to get. Sometimes we don't give enough credit to a receiver knowing exactly where he needs to be on the field, and they pick up the first down there.
Yeah, and you've got to give the receiver credit, obviously knowing where that is, but the defender needs to know where it is too. Where is he trying to get? That ball's going to come out quick. He didn't really understand where the sticks were, and because of that, he gives up the first down. Need to just be a little bit more aware as a defensive guy.
I can't say I've seen this strategy before, but they're showing punt on 1st down. He'll call for the fair catch here. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. Maybe they couldn't pay off that last drive with a touchdown.
Now, they moved the ball down the field and executed like they wanted to until they stalled out and had to settle for a field goal.
I think if you want to take the next step, too, here and score a touchdown, you got to start finding more creative ways to get your best players the ball. Let's see if they can do that here.
Plays like that, but just a second of hesitation in the defense to make sure, and they're able to take advantage here.
And they use great timing with this call, right? Like, you can't call this play all the time, but you want to catch them when they're a little bit aggressive, not thinking about it. Nice job slipping the screen behind them, making the easy catch, and then getting downfield, picking up some extra yards.
They'll run it on the counter. Gets it across the 30 to the 31, a pickup of 5.
All right, they showed this in the first half, right? Loaded up, ran the football, had some success. What do they do in the second half? Come back now, pull some guys, go the other direction, have success. Great job by the coaching staff.
Halfway there on 1st down, it's 2nd and 5. The give to the running back from the shotgun. Finds enough room to get 3 out to the 34. Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on 3rd down. To the ground to try to move the chains. They tried to go smash mouth on 3rd and short, and it did not work against this defense.
Defense is about firing off, hitting the offensive guys and staying in your gaps. Everybody knowing where they're supposed to be. You could tell the defense, everyone was right where they're supposed to be, nowhere to run.
4th down, and the punt team sends it the other way. On the return, it's Bickley. Couldn't get away from that cover team, and they've got him down at the 23. Here comes the offense on 1st down. He wants to start this drive with a pass. Turns it loose. Snags it on the right. And he was off to the races, and he gets it to the 45. When you're dealing with a deficit like this, it's all about somebody stepping up to make a play, and you might as well start here in the fourth quarter. First down to start the drive after the break. He's looking to throw it. Unloads to the wideout. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it. Second down after that incompletion. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. At the 35, he's open. Got a lot of running room. Touchdown, Virginia Tech. And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing. They push the lead out here in the fourth quarter and close to getting back on track and going 2-1.
And to have a rushing touchdown of that type of yardage, you've got to be able to make something miss. It's one thing to get into the second level, but can you make that last defender miss? And you saw it on that play. Once he was in the clear, with his speed, he was gone.
Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. They just didn't quite find the rhythm on that last drive, Jesse. They had to punt it.
I think they got to be more physical, David. I think up front they got to do a better job getting blocks and establishing this running game.
And how easy does football become if you're the more physical team? If you can threaten the run and then run play action, it opens up the whole offense at your disposal.
They'll give it to the back. They finally make the stop, but the big run is plenty to move those sticks for the first down. The defense going to stop the clock with the timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. Just inside the 40-yard line. It's 1st and 10 from the 39. He's going to pass. He's got him in the flat. You'll take this every time. 5 yards on the first down play. Georgia comes quickly to the line. Wants to fire on 2nd down. Got his man out of the backfield. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Georgia coming out with a fresh set of downs. They go to the ground. Breaks the tackle. Dropped after a pickup of 3 down to the 26.
Small gain, I know. But again, the defense knows he's going to run the football. He's willing to run the football, not just drop back and pass. Make him honor the run game. You got to do a lot of this.
The play action fake. Buys a little time with his feet. And he's left with no option. He just threw it away.
And how loud is it in this building? This is crazy. These fans are going absolutely nuts. And I used to love when the fans got involved when I'm on defense because it messes with the snap count. It messes with the communication, and it can really rattle an offense.
And he got a hand in there, knocks it away, incomplete. Down by multiple possessions. You can't come up empty on this drive. They'll go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Incomplete on 4th down, and man, did they need to keep that drive alive.
Listen, with the aggressiveness of offenses and taking chances, a lot of times it's going to put your defense in a hole. And this defense is going to have to come through in the clutch right here because you're trailing. They can't get more scores. They got to get a stop on this possession, and the offense is going to have to do better than they just did.
Complete to the left. And another big game for this offense. They are putting explosive pass after explosive pass up in this one.
I'll be honest, man, if I had the weapons these guys had offensively, I'd be staying aggressive too. It's what got them to this point. It's why they have the lead here in the fourth quarter. Take some shots when those opportunities present themselves.
And it falls incomplete, and the offense is lucky to have it. Defender right there almost had it in his grasp.
DB does an outstanding job here on the deep pass, locating the football. No PI, able to swat it away, pass incomplete.
And he has a solid gain before the defense bottles him up.
It's going to be important this offensive line is able to get a little bit of push. Just got to give this guy an inch, a little crease, and he can make yards for you.
The defense trying to get a stop on third down from the 44. From the gun, wants to pass. Forced out of the pocket. Uncorks one to the middle. And he's got it inside the 30-yard line. Offenses gain momentum with third down conversions like that. They've got it at the 25. The Hokies are moving quickly down the field. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Well, this defense felt coming into the game that if he was going to try to throw from the pocket, they could get to him and affect his accuracy, and they did on that last play.
Gonna run it. It's Wall. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
It's a makeable field goal from the 29-yard line. Let's see how aggressive they are on third and long. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. Snags it. Takes it to the house. Touchdown, Hokies. No step back in week 3. They have been sharp as they extend the lead.
And this offense continuing to put up points. This game's out of reach. You know you're going to win, but still throwing the football, still finding that connection. I imagine there'll be some salty handshakes at the end of this game.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Purdue is putting on an offensive clinic. They've built a big lead, and this one is approaching blowout territory. They're up by 21 over the Sharks. Any big developments in this one, we've got you covered with the best studio team in the business, gentlemen.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. Nice pitch and catch there, and they'll have enough for the first down.
This defense better not blink. I know they've got a lead here in the fourth quarter, but just look at who they're going against. This quarterback is one of the best in the nation. They cannot rest on their laurels.
He's going to throw deep right side. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on. Back to the line after the incompletion. 2nd and 10 from the 37. Couldn't connect on first down. Now back to the air. This time he's got it. Stopped at the 47 after a 10-yard gain.
I'll tell you, you cannot count this team out because of who's playing quarterback. When this guy's in the game, it's never over. Yeah, they're trailing here in the fourth quarter, but this dude can put up points quickly.
It's great for this quarterback to take shots down the field, but you just don't want it to feel like a give-up or a chuck it up and hope kind of play.
And I think understanding the situation, now I'm on defense, right? If they're going to take shots down the field, maybe I'm a little bit more aggressive with my blitz, understanding that everything's going to take a little bit more time to develop if they're going to take those deep shots.
And defensively, this is exactly what you want, right? You got the big lead, so you can play big zone coverages. Just keep the ball in front of you. Keep your eye on the quarterback, rally to the football, gang tackle. You're going to win this game.
He'll just keep slinging it. Throws to the wideout. And that pass intercepted. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception. Really nice focus by this sophomore, and he jumped on his chance to make a play.
And that's such a great job of seeing the play, seeing it unfold, breaking on the football, making the interception, and you will absolutely never forget getting that first career INT, that big play, that big moment.
And we're about to get another look at this Hokie offense. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
They'll keep it on the ground, trying to milk the clock. What a good run there. He has enough for the first down.
Really been impressed by the balance we've seen from this offense so far in the game, but I think you got to give a lot of the credit to their running game because it's been able to freeze these defenses, help set up play action. They've been physical at the point of attack. I think that really has been the key force for this offense so far, having the success they've had.
These situations are preached so much in college football. Finishing a game strong, understanding circumstances. They are running the football right at you, trying to keep that clock moving, get a few first downs, and get a W.
Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. Toss sweep. Try to get it outside to the right. He had nowhere to go, no place to hide, and they'll knock him down for a loss of 9.
Brings up 3rd down.
They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. Rifles it down the middle. And it's caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Virginia Tech! And the beatdown has ensued. They push the lead out here in the 4th quarter and close to getting back on track and going 2-1.
There's no mercy rule in college football, man. They've got a huge lead here in the 4th quarter. They are still chucking it, and they are still scoring.
Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. This thing got out of hand on them, but they'll try to finish with some pride here.
And this one was a beatdown. And there's nothing you can do about it because this one's over. Jesse, now we got to start progressing for next week, for the rest of this season, so we don't let one bad game turn into 2.
Yeah, there are very few teams out there that won't watch game film, but they may want to skip this one. I mean, because it may hurt their confidence. They just need to turn the page.
And he throws his 3rd pick of the day. His head has to be spinning. Touchdown, Hokies! How about that D coming up with a play like that? That lead's a little more comfortable now as they close in on a victory here in week 3.
You didn't think it could get any worse, right? You thought this game's over as it is anyways. Offense still throwing the football, still trying to make plays, and the defense just continues to pour it on, gets the pick, makes its way all the way to the end zone.
They're lining up to kick it off after the pick six, and that defense will come out feeling it. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. This has been a really disappointing performance, David, no question about that, but they can find some positives.
Yeah, and every time you watch the tape, you know, Jesse, coaches are pointing out, look at this. This was open if we'd have just ran the details to the right route, hung on to the football. Little things can make a big difference.
Yeah, that's why they call it a game of inches, David, but I'll say this. If you're on offense, don't go on social media this week. It ain't going to be pretty after this performance. You've got to lock in. You got to take the week of practice very seriously and find those positives that you can build off, David, that you're talking about.
And I don't think they got it snapped before the play clock ran out. Offense took a little bit too much time at the line there. First down for this offense.
Timeout, Georgia.
On the double. Out, 55.
He's looking to pass. Short throw to the sideline is complete, and he's out of bounds after picking up a couple.
And this offense is going to have to find more explosive plays. And it can't just rely on the dink and dunk. It's going to have to find itself and score more points. Listen, they got beat up today. But moving on in the future, they've got some good pieces. They got to find a way to fit them together, create some explosive plays on this offense, because today they've been lacking.
Well, you don't see this very often. So much for fighting till the bitter end, as they will concede defeat. The quarterback takes a knee. They won the game today. That's 2 in a row. If they win the next one, it's called a winning streak. It's been done before.
And we're seeing the identity of this team coming to fruition. You just get the sense they're finding out who they are, what they're about, what they're going to do schematically, and who their big playmakers are.
Which is tough to do, right? It's tough to grow throughout a season and understand who you are. But when you stack wins week after week on top of each other and start to have success, you start to grow as an identity and you start to understand who you are.
So that's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis saying so long. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.